Hi everyone, I'm Amena and welcome back, explorers, to my vlog. Also, if you happen to be new here or are a repeat visitor, be welcome. Be sure to also look at the description below for all credits given. And with that said, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. With that said, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Well, now, with the last episode, I talked about 3 anime that used myth and lore to surround uh, mermaids, of all things. And also, I mentioned that mermaids and sirens are not necessarily the same thing. In fact, they're possibly two different species, one in the water, one in the air. But even before that, I talked about uh, trolls, ogres, and goblins, and uh, how they appeared in um, lots of folk tales, fairy tales, and myths and lore, and how in anime they're actually featured as, shall we say, villains for the most part. But in what I want to write, uh, the trolls and ogres, to begin with, aren't like that. And yes, the goblins are also not like that. They're more, shall we say, um, well, they have more of a civilization. And they're on top of something called, well, they're on top of an area which I want to call the Crystallands. Basically, it's an area that the flora, the fauna, is all made of crystals. Um, it's a world that I'm creating in part. Uh, well, question: exactly how hard does a crystal have to be in order to be edible? Oh, never mind. Below the surface of the crystallands are it is a whole kingdom. This kingdom actually encompasses the crystallands. It holds the top level, the middle level, which this is part of, and also a bottom level, which I'm kind of going to describe later on. But I want to talk about the middle level. And in that area are the dwarves. And yes, even dwarves appear in anime in varying degrees. And yes, they also appear in some uh token like cartoons and movies, but we won't go there. But in everything, dwarves are usually considered to be great miners, epic craftsmen, and yeah, they love to drink and love to fight. Um, so yeah, whatever world they're in, um, yeah, the drinking and fighting is definitely part of who they are. Now, these beings live underground, of course, whether it be mountains or somewhere else. In this case, it's not mountains, but their home is beneath the ground. And of course, when you have the crystallines, you have caverns underneath. And of course, in order to get to the crystal kingdoms, as it were, you have to find the caves that go underground. Either way, this is a place that definitely does have miners, and they're looking specifically for crystals and gems that they use in making jewelry and weapons and things like that. Or, well, that's where you get the craftsmen. The miners go get the products. Oh, the miners get the ores, gems, crystals, whatever, and then hand them over to the craftsmen who make the varying jewels and other uh, tools and oh, whatever, even armor. But that's where that's what I've gotten down in my head and in some of my notes. Um, the drinking and fighting, yeah, they do have taverns, and although they aren't prone to be, although they don't like waging wars, there is such a thing as uh, tavern fights or bar fights or whatever. And obviously, if you get drinking involved, that's more likely to happen than not. So, and oh my gosh, I do want to talk about more of the crystallines, but I'll I think what I'll do is save that for later. Just know that the crystallines do have a royal family, and it's one that works on adoption. Well, it's in order to be fair to all the species that live in that particular area of the world I'm creating. So, yeah, you have the king or queen of the crystallines, and it really depends on who is currently reigning. If you notice, they don't have uh, a title like they don't have Goblin King or Dwarven King or things like that. Nope, it's King or Queen of the Crystlands. I think that would be very appropriate. But either way, in my world, there are miners, there are craftsmen, there are drinkers and fighters. And yeah, the drinkers and the fighters, some of them like to drink more and others like to fight more. So I don't think we can escape that. It's like part of who they are. Either way, I think I've talked your ears off long enough. So I'm going to end this episode here and leave you all with this. If you have been enjoying my content, please feel free to leave a like and or subscribe. You can also leave a comment down below in the comment section. Be sure to hit that notification bell because YouTube doesn't always like to share. Be safe, be healthy, and as always, be true to you. Amena, signing off.